Hi there, I'm Heidi Swapp. Welcome to Create to Remember. Today I'm going to talk about how I add extra memory files inside my memory file projects. And I've got this great way that makes it really easy to get the most pages inside. But first, what I wanted, whenever I'm making a memory file project, I like to get as much stuff inside. And so I'll show you, just as an example, this is one that I showed on my blog not too long ago. But inside here, I've taken and added extra pages by doing my back-to-back page technique. So this is a way that I can actually create a mini book right inside my memory file. So that's one way that I add pages. On this memory file, I have filled it in a couple different places. I've added first just a little mini photo stack that goes along with the serendipity line, and that's a great way to add extra photos. But here you can see that I've added 2 of the mini memory files. That gives me lots more places to add photos. So see here how I can add photos on the front, on the inside, and also the back. Whereas on this one, I can only add photos on the front and the inside because I've totally adhered the back of this mini memory file down. So I want to show you how you can actually use all 4 sides of a mini memory file when you add it inside. All right, so here's what I have. I have my regular size mini file, and then I add 2 small memory files to add inside. Now, this is where it gets tricky. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to want to mount my memory files right inside, just like this. But I want to be able to use them so that they work like book pages. All right, now when making the spine, what we're going to want to do is actually make a spine that is what will adhere inside the album. Let me just show you how this one works. Notice how when I hold this up, I hold both of these pieces up, you can see that there is a spine piece that is actually holding this entire piece into the memory file album. All right, so when you look at the mini memory file, on the front side of it, there are already 3 scored lines for you. But we're not going to use these scored lines. We have to actually make an additional score line in order to do this technique. So we're actually going to be measuring a ½ inch from the main crease on the back side of the memory file. Now you can always know that it's the back side because it's the side that the tab pops out. All right? So I'm going to go to my scoring tool, and wherever it lays in, I'm going to go about a ½ inch and make a score line. Being careful not to score all the way through the paper. That can happen if you're not careful. And then see how you're creating this little ½ inch spine piece. That right here is where we're going to adhere it inside the memory file. So now I'm going to go to this second one and do the same thing. Again, I'm going to do my score line on the back side where the tab is popping out, a ½ inch from the main score line that folds the file in half. All right, so again, you can see just that little ½ inch piece that gives me some surface area to add some adhesive. All right, so now I'm going to take the larger of the 2, which is the scallop shape, and I'm just going to run adhesive right down only inside those 2 lines, inside the main score line and also the new score line that I've just done. So I'm going to line it up. This will allow, I'm going to allow the tab just to hang a little bit over, kind of make sure that it's flat. So now watch what happens is I can use the front, I can use the inside, and I can also use the back to add photos to it. Now I'm going to take the second piece. Again, I'm only going to add adhesive inside those 2 score lines. And I'm going to position it. I'm kind of going to split the difference in between my main score line and this new mini memory file, and stick that spine down, and then it can lay. And now what's going to happen is it's just going to layer right over the second file. But here's what's cool. So I have the front, the inside, the back, and then the front, inside, and back of both of those mini files. So that gives you lots and lots of room to add photos and great stories inside a memory file project. So grab yourself some memory files and make pretty stuff.